What do you mean? He sings his own theme songs. Oh man. Woo.
And now he wants to play it.
Yeah, because you won't get it until I show it.
Don't say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Why did you clap? I don't mean to.
That's his thing. He just appears. He appears as he comes. You say his name, he appears.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yo, 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 yo.
Joe Hendry.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages,
Welcome to another episode of
we're Wrestlemaniacs 2.
And it's your boy, Izze2Real, along with my boy.
Playboy Troy.
And you know how we do. We here again for another week of We're Wrestlemaniacs 2, where we talk nothing but wrestling. And some other shit sometimes on the side, because you know how we be, especially the first 15 minutes of the show. But
Never on topic, always veering off.
always hitting the microphones.
Always just doing random stuff like this because I can't help it. I got ADHD.
He can't stop moving.
I can't truly stop moving. Everything bothers me, and everything just pokes my nerves.
But it took us so long to get started. We did a lot of shit offline, a lot of talking offline. But let's just dive in. We ain't gonna even have no small talk.
Yeah,
let's dive the fuck in. We just watched the first half of the draft, I guess, which is the Smackdown version of the WWE draft.
Right.
We got a lot of them wrong. If you guys remember our prediction show or our draft show from last week, got a lot of them wrong, man.
I mean, you got a lot of them wrong.
But if I got them wrong, then you got something wrong.
I mean, I only got 2 wrong. Actually, you're right. I got 3 wrong. I put it. We both went 3 wrong. You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
Yeah, my LA Knight, my Tom Matonga, and Solo, which is
just
Bloodline.
So who's been drafted? We just got done watching. Crazy. So far, Bianca Belair, Carmelo Hayes, Randy Orton, Nia Jax, LA Knight, Bloodline, AJ Styles, and Andrade have been drafted to SmackDown. And on Raw side, Jey Uso, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, Liv Morgan, Ricochet, Sheamus, Alpha Academy, and Kiana James from NXT. Basically, the roster stayed exactly the same so far. Only thing that changed was Carmelo Hayes came to SmackDown and Nia Jax came to SmackDown. Wait, Nia Jax, Carmelo Hayes, and Andrade came to SmackDown. And on the Raw side, Braun Breaker is showing up there and Kiana James is on Raw. That's literally the only thing that changed.
That's it.
Nothing else has changed. And that was what was shown on SmackDown. And we still got some people left over in the pool to be drafted online, of course. You got the Unholy Alliance of, I forgot their names that fast. It's okay. They haven't been on TV in 30 years. Aladon and Alba Fire. You got Cedric Alexander and...
Oh, you about to name all these motherfuckers?
It's only, I don't remember the tag team. Adonis. Yeah, Shanti Adonis. Then you got Shayna Baszler, Zoe Starks, and the OC. And the Viking Raiders. That's the only people that's left over
from the SmackDown side.
On the SmackDown pool that's supposed to be drafted this Friday. More picks will come out online after we get done recording. But
like always.
Yeah, like always. But I'm really, just an initial reaction to just seeing the list of who was drafted. Kind of disappointed. Nobody really moved.
Didn't I say it as we was watching? Like, fuck it. What's the point of having a draft if everybody stayed where the fuck they was at?
Yeah, basically everybody stayed exactly where they're at, and it was just the fact that we both laughed at it. But Nia Jax and Liv Morgan just picks. Nia Jax and Liv Morgan was picked before LA Knight, the Bloodline, the whole entire group.
AJ Styles,
Andrade.
Randy Orton.
No, Randy Orton was there.
No, they didn't pick Randy Orton before them.
Yes, they did. They did. Because it was Bianca Belair, Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, and Seth Rollins. Then he went Randy Orton, Braun Breaker, Nia Jax, Liv Morgan.
Oh, you wrote that in order?
Yeah. So yeah, they picked Randy right before them, but it was just the fact that Nia Jax and Liv Morgan was picked before Ricochet, Sheamus, Alpha Cat. Well, Ricochet, Sheamus, and then LA Knight, Bloodline, AJ Styles.
And that Bianca Belair was the number 1 pick.
Who would have been your number 1 pick out of that pool? Out of the pool, who would you have picked then? And they had, before you go, so Roman Reigns was excluded from the draft pool.
Right.
So he's
as the show started,
he was excluded from there. So who do you pick as number one?
My number one pick would probably be either Seth Rollins or LA Knight. But since Seth Rollins is hurt, I probably would go with LA Knight. But I love Bianca Belair, but there's just the number one pick. Especially when people are excited about the draft and then like the number one pick, Bianca Belair.
Then Jey Uso right behind that.
Yeah, it's like what?
If I'm
when
looking
you have
at
main
list,
eventers in that pool, a couple of them, not a lot, but you have main eventers in that pool.
I think for me, Seth Rollins is up there as the number one pick.
Right.
But since he's hurt, it's kind of like, I don't want to say waste of a draft pick because you don't know when he's coming back, but you just know now that he's going to be on Raw, which I feel like when you're injured, you shouldn't be getting draft picks. You shouldn't get picked, to me, because it's like whatever we put you in. So when you come back, it's going to be an epic return.
But to where?
Wherever he pops up at.
But it's just me. I think you should. Everybody should be drafted.
Or if you're going to do them, if they're injured, I want them to at least appear. Right.
Like, hey, this is my show.
Yeah.
I'm on this show now.
Like, show up like, hey, this is my show. Or, like, just do like how they used to do where it's like I don't want to say used to do, but they used to come out every time they get drafted.
Right.
That's cool. Or for his case, he just had a surgery or whatever. Do a webcam. Set up the webcam.
Yeah. Message from home.
Literally just like how the NFL does when everybody's at home with their family.
Right.
Hey, you drafted the Raw. He puts on a red shirt. All he has to literally say is Monday night stays Monday Night Rollins. And I'm cool with that. And you're done.
It's just a quick FaceTime.
Yeah, that's all it is. But I guess that's my only critique about drafting injured people.
But when you think about like where the draft really is, like you take a player so the other team can't have this player.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So
true.
He's the last world heavyweight champion. Well, really Drew is, but before that he was the guy who carried that company for the past year or so when Roman wasn't there. And he doesn't get picked until what?
Who Seth? He
Four?
doesn't. He gets picked in the first round, but he's the fourth pick.
4, yeah, like 4. But Bianca gets the number one pick. Carmelo Hayes, I love Carmelo Hayes, but he gets picked before Rollins.
Which the fact that he has his first match officially
was against Cody
on SmackDown was against Cody. I'm like, okay, he's gonna be.
They're hyping him.
Yeah, he's gonna be a big player. U.S. title possibly. I feel like he's gonna sit around the main event area until LA Knight wins the United States title. Then we're gonna get LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes rivalry for the U.S. title.
Okay,
that's where I see that playing out, because you don't just have him just there and him end up like a tag team instantly. I think he ends up with that Bobby Lashley group. Maybe
if LA Knight don't. Well, where's LA Knight at?
LA Knight's on SmackDown.
Who's the U.S. champ?
Logan Paul.
Oh, all champions are excluded.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah. What if he don't get it from Logan Paul?
Where'd you get it from? LA Knight? LA Knight gets the title from Carmelo?
What if LA Knight don't even get it? Yeah, what if he don't get it from Paul?
I mean, it's there. But that's the draft.
They know they got a star there regardless if he has a title or not, so they might not even give him a belt.
Yeah, that's true. So, but right now, that's the draft. Got another draft coming up on Monday Night Raw. Do you feel like just doing an impromptu episode? Like on Tuesday? Like right afterwards? How do you feel?
On Tuesday or Monday?
Tuesday or Monday. I watch it at 5 o'clock Eastern time.
I'm asleep by the end of the show.
Yeah, and you watch it regular time, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, I started.
Yeah, see,
and then like the rest of it, I catch the highlights. It just pops up on my phone.
Yeah, we'll just we'll figure it out. We'll discuss.
But I'll do an impromptu show. But I was just like, on Monday or
yeah, we can do it on Tuesday. Yeah, do it on Tuesday.
Sure.
So
that used to be the day.
Anyways,
you're in control.
We'll talk about it. Yeah, moving on out
you're
of the
control
draft.
of this show.
I know. We're gonna stay with WWE for right now, and then we'll shift from there. So, outside of WWE draft, big news that came out today was Vince McMahon. He sold all stocks in WWE. He's no longer connected to the WWE at all. And I want to say,
was it $2 billion he sold it for? $2 million?
I want to say it was like 88 million.
88 million.
88 million was the exact number that he sold his stock. What's your initial reaction to him being 100% done with WWE at this point.
He didn't have a choice.
He has no stocks. He has no position. He's completely done. He made it for he sold it for $776 million.
So I don't think he had a choice. I think that was something that his lawyers told him to do. I think the lawyers was talking with TKO and they didn't want anything to do with whatever he had going on legally.
Right.
And it had to happen. He had to do it. So he went down kicking, screaming, and fighting. He didn't want to do it, but he was advised to do it. That's what I heavily believe. But it's just go sit down and enjoy your last maybe. Well, no, you're rich, so who knows? You might be a part of the elite.
Yeah.
You might live longer. Right.
Live a little longer.
You might live longer. Shit.
A little longer.
So I don't know. I was gonna say just go sit home and enjoy your retirement. But
I say right now I've seen some reports he's like planning trips to like Italy and stuff like that. They've already shown they got word out there in the street that he's about to go vacation and fly away and go do a bunch of other stuff.
Right.
On his own jet.
He gonna open up a whole nother wrestling company.
That'd be crazy. A lot of people was like, what if he goes buy stocks in AEW? And I'd be like,
just to spite Tony or just to spite WWE?
Just to spite Tony.
Or to spite Nick Kahn. Because he could look at it, he an older guy, so he could look at like AEW made me do all this shit. They forced it.
Yeah.
They're the ones who made me have to sell my company. If they would have never showed up, I wouldn't have to sell shit.
It's funny that you mentioned him. Nick Kahn. He's on the market of selling his stocks. All his shares.
He ain't going nowhere though.
But that's the thing. So he's selling his shares. A lot of people don't understand stocks. Right now, the shares for TKO is very high right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like the price amount that they're talking about right now is very high. And right now, Nick Kahn only holds $234,000 plus, or 234,000 plus shares in TKO Group Holdings. So right now, if he sells that, he could basically walk out with $220 million.
Shit, I thought you said 220,000.
No,
220 million.
He has 234,000 shares.
Oh, shares.
But he could make 200.
You can sell some of that shit. But that's how they do. They businessmen. They're businessmen. Yeah.
So a lot of people were freaking out about it because he was named in the documents and everything. He was named in there. That's what, because the lawsuit is against WWE, Vince McMahon, and John Laurinaitis, and Nick Khan's name is in there. And everybody's like, "Oh God, he's selling his shares because they're getting rid of him too." Da, da, da. He knew all about it. You got to be a businessman. He's still a businessman. He's literally selling his shares, and he still has his position. He's just a smart man. That's what you do with shares in the stock market.
Nick Kahn was brought in. Now I'm damn near gonna save face for him. Nick Kahn wasn't even there when all this shit was going on. He was brought in by The Rock to help facilitate a sale. About, what was it, 3 years ago?
Yeah.
He was just brought in. He don't know nothing about all that other shit that was going on back then. He didn't know that shit. And ain't no way Vince even told him about that shit. Because he probably didn't even trust him like that because he just came on board. So, you know what I mean? I don't believe none of that bullshit.
It's a lot of mess. But right before we transition over to AEW, I wanted to mention that the free agency has been is heating up a little bit coming towards WWE. AEW already signed Okada and all them other guys. And WWE, I'm trying to think of anybody recently that they signed. Julia from Stardom, but other than that, I can't think about anybody exactly off the top of my head. But word on the street is WWE is looking into signing Hook, Ricky Starks, and Britt Baker. What's your thoughts on that? What's the probability for them getting Hook on a scale of 1 to 10?
Do you know what just happened with Hook?
He just got screwed out his title with Chris Jericho. He's under the learning tree.
No, he's leaving the company.
That is the word in the street. I heard that.
He's leaving the company.
He's thinking about leaving.
No. I heard he's leaving.
Okay. So what's the probability 1 to 10 that he's coming to WWE?
What?
That he's going to WWE.
What? If the kid has any brains, which I think he does, he's getting the fuck out of there.
So 10.
Yes.
You going 10? Okay.
Yes.
So what's the probability for Ricky Starks?
11. He was at WrestleMania both years.
Right.
He was at the Royal Rumble one time backstage.
Right.
He's always fucking there.
Best friends with Cody Rhodes.
I don't know about best friends, but he's very good friends with Cody Rhodes.
Good friends with CM
He wouldn't have got hired on unless Cody got him hired. Remember when he injured his neck on the back at AEW?
Yeah.
He was crying and talking to Cody when he did that shit. His relationship is his
Good-
loyalty
good
is with
friends
Cody.
CM Punk. Literally has multiple videos of him training with WWE superstars.
In their fucking performance center.
Multiple videos.
Yo!
Not just one or two. You can find it online, ladies and gentlemen. It's multiple
It
videos.
found me
Like
on Instagram. I'm
he's
like,
even training with Natalia in her separate dungeon. Like, it is there.
I thought it was TJ.
No. So TJ and Natalia both have their own dungeon.
Right, but I thought I seen him training with TJ one time.
He did. He was training with TJ one time. He's also trained with Natalia.
That's why I'm like, what
Natalia
the fuck is going on?
She helped train Jade Cargill. She trained a lot of those NXT
Well, that's
people.
what she should be at right
So
now at this
usually-
point. So yeah,
Usually you're training, WWE guys are usually training with Natalia and training at the Performance Center.
Mhm.
Ricky Starks has videos of him in both.
yeah. But what I'm saying is the one I seen. I was like, I thought it was with TJ, the one I
Right.
seen, and I think it was, but it's just crazy. Like he's always at their facility.
Yeah,
You'll
always.
never see him training
know
at
why?
like an AEW
Hate to
facility.
say it, but they got, well, one, does AEW have a facility?
No, oh well, they did, but Cody took it.
Oh, Nightmare Factory?
Yeah, well, QT took it because he
QT
left.
took it. No, QT's back. He's back with AEW.
When that happened?
Literally like a week after he was like, I'm out, he went back to the AEW.
They paying him under the table to do
Yeah.
some shit. But
But what's your thoughts? I think the name that surprised me was Britt Baker.
will she want to go there? That's the only thing.
That was my thought. We haven't seen Britt Baker on TV and AEW TV.
Oh, because they courting her. You
in
know
about
they are.
8 months,
You know they are.
8 or 9 months now.
Because she been hurt. But just like Kyle O'Reilly was hurt, but he came back. You know they're going to tack on the time, but
Yeah,
will she want to go there because her man is
still
still
there.
AEW?
And fresh
So
contract.
it is, which was dumb as fuck.
Fresh contract with the injuries piled on top.
Which was what?
So he's locked in till what? 20,
So, I guess
20
they just
28 maybe?
I guess they just like
20,
fuck it, give me
27?
the money and I still get to be with my friends. So she ain't. I don't think she going nowhere unless
So,
she cares.
Scale of 1 to 10. What you think?
4, a
4?
3 or a 4.
Okay.
Honestly,
I thought the same thing. Because in my mind, I'm like, how would Britt Baker look in WWE?
great.
Great. I'm thinking great. But I'm like, it just, would she want to go there? Like you said,
Yeah.
would she want to go there? And I don't think
I
so.
don't know the role schedule.
At this point,
And
I
she
feel
probably can't.
because she's a dentist.
She's a dentist, so she probably can't.
She'll be the queen of NXT, basically.
Yeah, but then that's only $100,000 a year. You're getting paid more with Tony.
Well, anybody get paid with Tony.
But what I'm saying, you're getting paid more with Tony, and you're.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not even gonna say you're on a bigger network.
Good points. Good points. Good points. Good points.
Yeah, so
I
think
we're
she's
moving
staying.
on. So I'm gonna mention him first because AEW didn't mention him first on Wednesday night. Congratulations in order to Swerve Strickland, the new
Absolutely.
AEW World Heavyweight Champion.
Yeah.
First ever African American AEW World Champion.
Round of applause.
A round of applause.
Even my round of applause for Tony Khan for pulling the trigger and doing it. I didn't think they were gonna do it.
I did. I think they was gonna do it, but to me, even with him winning, I was like, man, he kind of took too long. It felt kind of dry.
Yeah, the momentum was a couple months ago.
Yeah, it's like, yo, you should have did it a while ago.
Like Joe shouldn't have won the title.
Yeah,
Swerve should have been in Joe's
Swerve
spot.
should've won it. Or Swerve should have won it when they did the triple threat, when Hangman and Samoa Joe.
But they waited too long.
They waited too long. For me, it's literally there.
No, for the crowd too. Just
It was
I
like
watched it. It
Swerve.
wasn't a big pop. Just like the acclaim. Exactly.
I was just thinking, just like the Acclaim. It took a while. I'm like, bro, why is it? Go ahead, come on,
Killing it.
get it over with.
You didn't do the story good enough to help to
Yeah.
make people wait. Like when the shit with Cody happened, there was a story. There was a dry spot.
right?
That shit after Brock Lesnar, it was a whole little dry spot for Cody.
Just there. He was just there.
But there still was a background story that still was being told with the bloodline.
Right.
You just had to get there to it.
Yeah.
There was no story with getting there to Swerve winning the title.
No.
We just knew it needed to happen.
It just needed to happen sooner or later. And we all know with AEW, like we talked about last week, the road to the pay-per-view takes fucking forever, and it's gonna be rough, and it's gonna be trash. Get to the pay-per-view. I'm gonna give props to Tony Khan. He's pretty good at pay-per-views. He's good. He's good at pay-per-views, but that's if you like just watching matches.
Why is he good at pay-per-views? If he was good at pay-per-views, you would have time constraints. You would know how to manage time better if you were good at pay-per-views.
That's true.
Because you still have to pay for that fucking extra hour. Regardless.
What, it'd be like 3 or 4 hours?
Pay-per-views are usually, like, especially for those type of special events, are usually the 3 hour was the cutoff mark. Because that's why usually back in the day, the WWF pay-per-views were cut off at like 2:50, 2 hours and 50 minutes, 2 hours and 40 minutes. Because the 3 hour at the pay-per-view mark, you would have to pay for that extra hour. So all the pay-per-views would be cut. Unless it was like a WrestleMania, or there was like, no, we allowed it for 5 hours or for 6 hours. And they have a pre-show to go along with it. So I think it was like in 3 hour blocks.
Right.
Or something like that. Unless it's a movie or something, then it's boom. But special events, I think they were 3 hour blocks. That makes sense,
because, I mean, the pre-shows are like 2 hours usually.
Or an hour.
To
go along with the show. And that's your 4 hours right there.
Right.
Allowed it, or 3 hours. So I don't know. But just the time and the matches every match is so fucking long. Like,
so long.
I was able, some fucking house, this little, I'm not going to put them on blast, but it was a website where I was able to get the pay-per-view.
Right.
And I don't know how, it just shit be popping up for me, bro. And I just click and it works.
You're good. I do the same thing.
Especially getting to watch the Ospreay and Dan Bryanson match.
They had that on X.
The whole match?
The whole match was on Twitter.
I swear.
I was like, damn. Well, right afterwards. And I was like, okay.
Damn.
I ain't even got a better pay-per-view. They was like, here's the full match. Watch this. This is an instant classic. I was like, you know, I'll watch 30 minutes.
Yeah,
it was a good match.
34 minutes.
I enjoyed it.
And then I watched the Swerve and the Samoa Joe match. I didn't order the pay-per-view, like
no
I just said.
Did.
But
no, a lot of people did. But, you know. Hey, man, listen. That paying $50 for each pay-per-view, that's going to have to
and now you're doing it every month?
Yeah. That's going to die off soon.
But there was a lot of down matches, too. Like, the Jericho and Hook. We were just talking about Hook. Like, Jericho just brings down every fucking thing he touches.
Yeah.
He used to uplift everything. Now it's like he brings down everything he touches. And, like, that whole match was shit to me. Taz getting involved. Just like, what are we doing here?
But I don't want to dive into the whole pay-per-view.
Okay, let's not.
But I do want to say congratulations to Order Swerve. I'm looking forward to what his story is now. But based off of this past Dynamite, it definitely seems like he's an afterthought. That's how they treated it.
Yeah.
He wasn't at the starting of the show. He was just lingering around in the middle of the show. And then the fact that the IWGP title, that's not even a title that belongs to that company, was in the main event. That struck kind of weird. It just struck me in the wrong way.
You're so dope because you're able to still keep going after what just happened.
Oh, yeah. and just also the fact that, you know, I didn't like the fact that AEW does these eliminator matches. It's just so annoying. I hate them because they mean nothing. And a lot of people are
What's the point of it?
Because I don't know.
Just say,
there's no point.
Like, just have two people who are like your number one, number two guy that you want to challenge for the title and make them have a match and boom, the winner is the number one contender. Your qualifier match where if he beats the champion, what's the fucking point of them having two matches?
Yeah. It makes no sense. And it just, to me, I'm like, you're wasting time. Because you can't. So, like, a lot of people right now online while we're recording are trying to compare the Kyle Fletcher versus Swerve match to the Carmelo versus Cody match. What's the difference? And I'm like, the difference is, one, there's at least some kind of story that initiated this. Carmelo got picked in the first round. Guess what? I'm calling my shot. I'm the new kid on the block. I'm going to take my shot at the champ. Hey, let's do a match.
And the boss is right here with the champ. When am I ever going to have this opportunity again? I'm going to take advantage of it.
This is literally a ruthless aggression moment. That's what I call them. That when you have moments like that.
Now, if he would have slapped Cody.
Would have been crazy. Would have been crazy.
Boy. Yeah, it might have hurt Cody, but.
Because I did love a line that he said was, Cody, you said, if you aim for the king, you must not miss. And Carmelo's saying is, Melo don't miss. When he shoots, he scores. So, guess what? I'm calling my shot. That's just that little 2 to 3 minute talk got
If
me
even that.
got me intrigued in that match. Now I'm like, okay, let me go check this out. I'm gonna check it out once we get done recording. I'm like, okay, cool. I prefer that than Kyle Fletcher taking on Swerve Strickland title eliminator. Kyle ain't won a singles match in months on TV.
And why is Swerve already defending his title?
In a match, let alone on the same show that Willow Nightingale is getting a celebration. Chris Jericho is getting a celebration for a title that's not even recognized in the company.
That's like...
It makes no sense.
That's like Stone Cold Steve Austin beating Shawn Michaels, right? And then the next night he comes back and he defends the title against Mideon.
Hell, Gilbert.
Gilbert. And he defends the title though. No, it's an eliminator. If Gilbert beats Austin, then he gets a title match next week. First of all, who the fuck wants to see that 2 weeks in a row? Who the fuck wants to see it the first week? It's just baffles me.
It makes no sense. And then the fact that these fans just sit here and be like, how is that the same thing? What's so different about it? They gave me a 3-minute promo. You're just throwing a guy out there who literally haven't won a match since last year.
And have we even heard him talk?
Literally. He's a tag team guy that they threw a singles title on because for what reason, we don't know.
Because Tony like him.
Like, yeah, because that's Tony's boy, and he's dating Sky Blue. That's the only reason he got the title. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to mix all this together.
No, let's do it.
We talked about it. Actually, we mentioned his name just now, Tony Kahn. Tony Kahn decided to go on, he was on NFL.
But now you gotta talk about the storyline first before you even do it.
Because it makes sense. It's going. You're right. So Jack Perry returned on his past Dynamite, as the scapegoat. Really, he returned at Dynasty, coming out the crowd, pushing the ladder over during the middle of the Young Bucks and FTR match. The scapegoat is back, or whatever you want to call it. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about him returning? How do you feel about the video at All In being playing into the storyline of him returning? How do you feel about all that?
Now, before I even say what I got to say, I understand what they thought they were trying to do by enhancing the Jack Perry character by playing the video. So I get that point. I understand why you thought it could have been a good idea.
Right.
But it wasn't.
Right.
It just wasn't.
Didn't come off right.
And for you to still go with it, like, whatever. Fuck it. They played it. Punk don't care. WWE don't care. Nobody gives a fuck, right? Bring Jack Perry back. If you like him, that's the guy you're paying him anyway to be in New Japan. Fucking bring him back. But now you have him in his group and you're trying to push him like he's somebody when we all watched him pretty much get taken down by a front face lock. We can't take him serious as like any type of threat. Now, if he's to play straight chicken shit heel, I could buy into that. Being unbiased, I could buy into Jack Perry playing chicken shit heel. Being scary as shit, whatever. Get his little licks in when he got to and then run out. I'm cool with that. But how can you have that in a group with two other chicken shits? So you just got a whole chicken shit group and then Okada just standing there like, I'm just here getting paid, guys.
Yeah.
What's up? Like, Okada there like, I got my check. I got my bag already. Like, the other two, they trying their hardest to kill any type of semblance of professional wrestling. They're trying their hardest to kill it. Jack Perry is just, how can I put this? He's just a pompous, rich LA kid. That's the best I'm an Oakland kid, so I know these guys like that. I know what I see.
To me,
all three of them, really.
When I think about Jack Perry, and I'm gonna just go ahead and just throw that in there. When I think about Jack
Perry,
Perry,
my blunt back up.
I'm like, man, he's supposed to be one of your future guys.
5 years ago,
he was supposed to be one of your future guys. MJF's hurt. MJF is still hurt. Won't see him for a while.
right?
Darby Allin's hurt.
Oh, is he?
Won't see him for a while. He had surgery. Get well. Won't see him for a while. Sammy Guevara still suspended.
They in Paris. They in Paris.
Yeah.
Living it up. And Luna in Paris. They chilling.
Living it up.
He chilling.
Suspended.
He don't give a fuck.
Still from the Jeff Hardy incident, right? Which his brother just left to go to TNA.
Matt Hardy's in TNA.
Matt Hardy just left to go to TNA. He's back to being broken Matt Hardy. Shout out. There it is.
And now, once again, Jeff is stuck in another fucking company after going to go join Matt.
Joining your brother. Again. Why not just wait for your brother contract to be over and then y'all can go leave together, whatever. But then you sit there, two of them injured, one person suspended, and one person just returned from suspension. That's your 4 pillars.
Okay.
And I'm sitting here looking at it like, bro.
You need some more pillars.
You need more pillars.
Your foundation is crumbled.
And 2 of the 4 pillars no one gives a fuck about. No one cares about them.
Which is Jack Perry and
Sammy Guevara. The video did nothing. I see the vision, but to me it didn't do anything.
No.
All it did was literally put a spotlight on a person that's not in your company. And made a person that is in your company weak.
Look like shit.
That's all it is. Everybody already knew the story of Jack Perry, especially your fans of AEW. Everyone knows what happened with Jack Perry. So why even?
What you mean?
Everyone knows Jack Perry got suspended because he fought CM Punk in the back.
Yeah.
We all knew that. People who ain't even fans of AEW knew what was going on there. So you didn't have to show the video. You wanted to show the video. But
you kind of said it in one of your interviews that you wanted to show the video. That he still felt like it was a good idea.
To prove that CM Punk was telling the truth? Okay. That's what you want to do.
Get off that man. Get off that man penis, man.
That's what you want to do. That's what you want to do.
Get off that man penis, man.
But I'm sitting here.
I'm talking to Tony.
As I guess I'd say as a wrestling fan.
Yeah. Unbiased. I'm unbiased.
I'm gonna give Jack a chance, to see where this goes, because on this past Dynamite when he returns, he apologized to Tony Khan, and then that leads into Jack Perry hitting Tony Khan in the stomach with the microphone, and then that leads into the Young Bucks coming out hitting the Meltzer driver on Tony Khan. Tony Khan proceeds to, sell. He's selling it. He proceeds to show up on draft night, because draft was this past Thursday. He shows up in the Jacksonville draft room with the neck brace on. He got the neck brace
Looking
on.
like a fool.
Look like a fool, because I'm sitting there thinking, man, the whole entire time, this is what Tony's on. He's doing that the whole time. I'm like, brother, your neck hurt. When you got the neck brace on, I want you to at least do this. If you got to turn, you do this. Hold your hand next to the neck like this.
Yeah.
Act like it's in pain or something like that. Or you sitting there just doing something, or you have to look straight the whole entire time. Hey, I don't know. You tell me. You old school. You tell me. If you can see a guy back in the day with a neck brace on, is he doing the bobblehead chicken neck what Tony Khan was doing?
They grimace every fucking time they make a movement.
That's what I thought.
You grimace every fucking time you make. Bro, sleep on your neck wrong one night and just get a crook in your neck. You got to turn it like this. You got to turn your whole body with your neck. You can't even turn your neck because it's stiff. So if you have a broken neck with a neck brace on, you can't move that shit. You got to move and turn your whole body. And you going to grimace because it's in pain.
It's one unit. It's one unit movement.
Unless you off a lot of medication. Tony Khan.
you got power driver on Wednesday. You got a neck brace on Thursday. So you ain't got that. And
them eyes are still bucked as shit.
But I'm sitting there with that happening, right?
Yep.
He continues to wear the neck brace. Goes on NFL draft. The NFL draft breakdown.
I thought that was Partner Entertainment. My bad. Partner Interruption.
What do you mean?
I thought it was the show Partner Interruption.
Oh, no. It was on the NFL Network.
Okay.
So Tony Khan goes on there, and they're talking about him taking the power driver and everything. And Tony Khan decides to go and say, and I quote, AEW AEW is the most successful sports startup since the AFL. We are like the Pepsi of pro wrestling. We're up against a really evil juggernaut. WWE is our competitor. That's who we are facing. AEW is like the Pepsi of pro wrestling, and WWE is like the Harvey Weinstein of pro wrestling.
Harvey fucking Weinstein? Like, for real? The whole company, though. Not just the guy who just sold his stock, but the whole fucking company.
The whole company. Everybody.
They looped into that shit.
Everybody.
That's crazy.
And I'm sitting there looking like, and I hear this, I watch the clip and everything. I'm like, bro, you going live, you go on national TV to say this. And the fact that he said the statement, and then you can, like, the analyst or whatever, the guys that's there, that's interviewing him, instantly like, like trying to cut him off. Like, all right, Tony. All right.
Because they know where they bread buttered, too.
They're like,
I'm talking about ESPN. And no, that's not ESPN.
No, that's just NFL Network.
They don't want no problems with that.
They don't want none of that smoke, none of that problems. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, bro, Tony, you go in there, you supposed to just go promote AEW. Why do you have to talk about WWE?
Because he don't know how to be professional.
Why?
Professional.
Don't mention them. They don't mention you. They don't say your name. They don't say anything. They might hint, but they're not saying you. They be like, we're the biggest global company in professional wrestling.
Right.
That is it. That's where the statement ends. There's other companies that are trying to be like us or want to be like us, but they can't be. That's sneak dissing, but they're not saying AEW is this piss ass. They're not saying none of that.
One time.
When?
One time. It was the Hall of Fame or a reunion.
We will, he will buy that piss ass company.
Yeah.
That's all. But once again, didn't say the official name.
Well, Tony didn't either. He just said we're up against the evil juggernaut.
WWE is our competitor. He literally says WWE is our competitor.
He said the name.
He says the full name. He said WWE like 3 times. And I'm sitting there, I'm looking like, bro, don't you understand that majority of the people that's watching TV only knows WWE?
They don't know you.
They're learning who you are. And clearly all you are is a little brother to WWE.
No, clearly all you are is the son of the guy who runs the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
That's who the fuck you are
right
to the general public.
It says Tony Kahn, Jaguars Chief Football Strategy Officer and AEW's owner and CEO.
But you want to get on there and talk about WWE on draft night. Like, it's crazy to me. That's number one. Then for him to say the most successful, they were the most lucrative that year?
They said most successful sports startup since AFL. Technically, he's right, but then again...
Is he? How much money have they made...
Compared to the AFL?
Compared to any fucking sports company, any national association.
Sports startup company.
Compared to any fucking company.
Right now, to be honest with you?
No, how much money have they made?
Compared
have
to
they brought
XFL.
in? Not how much have they spent. How much have they brought in?
Yeah, I know. I get what you're saying.
Are they plus or are they negative?
I'm pretty sure they're negative.
I'm damn sure they're negative.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm damn sure they're negative.
Because right now, to be honest with you, you talking about the most successful sports startup, I'm thinking fucking XFL.
XFL had more fans.
XFL is growing. They literally just took in USFL. They bought them and brought
XFL in 2001 had more fans than the fucking AEW have at their shows.
That's a crazy statement. I don't know about that one, but that's a great statement. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Smaller football venues still pack in more than your auditoriums.
That is true. Okay. I agree with that.
Because they're not at the big fucking NBA arenas. They're not at the fucking Pepsi Center for Denver. They're not at Chase. Are they at Chase Center? I think they did do Chase Center. I'll give them that.
No.
They did do Chase Center.
Maybe one time. No, they usually do the
No, they did Chase Center because there was a promotion during the Warrior game.
Other one?
Cow Palace.
They
did a promotion at the Cow Palace, and then they didn't do Oracle.
They did Oakland. They did the Oakland Arena.
They did?
Yeah, I remember that.
You went?
No, because I was like, I thought about it, but I didn't go.
Yeah, they did.
I invited you. You was like, I ain't going to no AEW.
They did Chase Center because during the Warrior game they was promoting the tickets,
and they did,
so it was like January.
And they always do San Jose. We always down in San Jose. And
Nah,
then do
I
Oakland.
ain't never. I don't think AEW ever been to San Jose.
Well, it was at Santa Clara. Which one?
Nah, they only went to San Francisco, and then I guess they did Oakland, and then went.
Is there
and then
two
left.
arenas in San Francisco?
Cow Palace.
Okay. So yeah, they probably did Chase Center one.
They
time.
did the promotion at Cow Palace because Hobbs was there. They did the promotion on the little signings or whatever, like an autograph signing or whatever. Then they did the big show, which was Dynamite, I think. They did that at Chase Center. And
but
then
they came back
they
and
went to
did
Vegas.
Collision. They did Collision and they did Rampage in Oakland.
In Oracle? Okay.
Yeah, but that's.
No, I'm not done.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead.
The most successful. So when you say the most successful, that should mean like your revenue income, right?
Right.
So like, are their figures still selling? Oh, I'm in the figure community. I'll tell you, no, they're not still selling. Their figures are not still selling like they were when they first came out, and people still was talking shit about them when they first came out. The color pigmentation was off on everything was off. So they're not selling with that.
To me, it felt like they rushed everything.
Yeah, they did, because the next thing I was going to get into was the video game.
Garbage.
The video game is now on the $5 aisles and shit at Walmart.
Oh, I can tell you, it's garbage. Because everyone's understanding that it's bullshit that you have to pay $6 for every character. Everybody that keeps coming out, you have to pay money for. What's the girl? I forgot the girl name. Former champion. Whatever. Every new person, Swerve. Damn, who just came out too? Somebody else just came out. It's recent people who's literally getting added into the game that should have been in the game, and just the fact that you had to buy a DLC
FTR.
FTR and just random new people. No, FTR was in the original game, and everybody was like, "Why are they in the game?"
No, I thought they were, and I thought they didn't make it. I thought they didn't make the
I
cut.
think they was in the first DLC then.
Yeah, there was the first DLC because
Okay.
they didn't make the game.
Okay, because I would say it was a lot of people who were originals that weren't even in the game.
Yeah.
So yeah,
They're just losing revenue with that.
Yeah.
And then ticket sales. So it's like, where are you gaining? How are you successful? Because you have a TV deal
and that's
that you have
questionable.
not renewed yet?
That's questionable.
Because usually when you get TV deals, you kind of get renewed like
ASAP,
springtime. Because usually that's the end of the season,
right?
and then everything goes into like summer breaks, and then the summer shows come in, and you know right there if you're gonna get renewed or if you don't get renewed, you know you could be on the chopping block.
Right.
And since they have not gotten renewed,
What they own?
I know how that should go with the TV deals with that.
So what they own? They on a chopping block?
They're on it's a question. It's a real question.
Yeah.
I tell you one thing. Law and Order.
Dun,
Just
dun,
just as a random show.
dun, dun.
When Law and Order, when they have their last episode of the season, they know right then and there if they're fucking renewed.
Yeah. Oh, they've been though.
They know. Chicago PD, another show from that same network. Once their season end, they know right then, because sometimes it be questionable, sometimes it's not. They know right then when it's fucking coming back. AEW, there's been nothing.
It's been all crickets.
All cricket. So
All crickets.
I don't know what
And
he's talking about with the successful part. Like, I don't see it, bro.
And before we get out of here, there's something that did bug me about this comment. The comment what he made and just in general of everything that's been going on, right? You basically made Adam Copeland look like a dumbass.
For signing there?
Not just for signing there.
I'm just joking.
You brought him out there to
defend the company.
And because I took a screenshot of it because somebody had put it out there and it made sense. And I felt it's crazy because I thought it and I was like, you know what? Didn't I call him Edge?
Don't we all?
Didn't Edge literally just go out there and was like, I want to focus on our company? Will Ospreay has literally, I feel like everybody has been saying that works there. I want to focus on our company and making it better, except for the owner. Literally, Will Ospreay said it. Like somebody tried to ask him a question about Triple H. He was like, I don't want to talk about that no more. I'm over that. I want to be the best.
Good.
I want to just talk only AEW and making AEW the best. But Edge comes out there and he basically, like, I'm going to just read it word for word. So he literally was like, there's a lot of negativity in the air, but let's focus on the positive. That statement has aged like milk in a hot fucking fridge.
It has aged like low-fat milk.
Literally. it's just the fact that he literally said that statement. Once again, there's a lot of negativity in the air, but let's focus on the positive. And in literally a month from that statement, Tony Khan goes out there and compares WWE to Harvey Weinstein. And I'm sitting there looking like, bro.
You mentioned a name that's almost blacklisted right now, and then you kind of you kind of looping it in with Vince, who's also blacklisted. So it's like, what on an NFL show? What the fuck are you doing? Go ahead. I'm sorry.
It just makes no sense to me, and it's just dumb. Is illogical. I don't know what other words can I even say. As the owner of a company, you just keep doing. You take 2 steps forward, and 35 fucking rolls back down the damn steps. It's just so dumb to me, bro, and it makes no sense. And go check out the Heavily Opinionated podcast, where it's your boy Playboy Troy, Cooley High, Melly Mel, and Platinum P. We sat there and we talked about the first games of the playoffs, game ones. We broke down all the games, how we felt about it, where it was going. How do you feel about these playoffs? Because I know you're a basketball guy. Because I'm going to tell you one thing I got to say.
Say it.
Darvin Ham got to go. Darvin Ham should have been gone. 2 years. He should have been gone last year. It's one thing to just be like, damn, they just beating us. But I literally sat there talking to my homeboy watching the game, and I'm like, if Denver Nuggets are down by less than 10 points, they're going to win this game going into halftime.
Yeah. That's it.
And I was sitting there, and they was up. I think they was up by 20 at one point.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there. I'm like, they're about to start chucking up
19.
dumbass threes. What they do? Start chucking up dumbass threes, doing dumb stuff, turn the ball over. And I'm sitting there. I'm like, let's see how Darvin Ham handles this situation. Man, did he handle it the way that I thought he would? Hands in the pockets, wondering, damn, I wonder what LeBron gonna call.
Did you see the clipboard during the timeout?
Empty.
This
Fucking
nigga had
empty.
lines at the bottom of it, but on the court part, it was nothing on it. I'm like,
Empty.
well, what the fuck are you pointing
Empty.
to on the clipboard? Nigga,
Empty.
ain't nothing on it.
That brother is playing coach. He is playing coach. I think I found a worse coach than Doc Rivers. It's just depressing. Because one, I try to like LeBron. I respect LeBron, but I try to like LeBron. And I'll be like, damn, I just feel bad for this brother.
He getting the fuck out of there.
He getting out of there. He got to go. He got to get up out of there.
He gonna be talking to hella people during this Olympics. Watch.
That, and then also, sooner or later, Kevin Durant gonna have to come to the front of the congregation, brother. You're gonna have to come to the front of the congregation. Especially if y'all get down 3-0 to Minnesota.
You don't think they are?
We're gonna have to come to the front of the congregation, brother. Like I said.
You gonna have to have that conversation.
I believe in Kevin Durant. And I believe in Kevin
Do you
Durant.
believe in that guy?
Bradley Beal? No. Do I believe in Devin Booker? No.
I kind of believe in Devin Booker.
I believe in neither of them. But the only person I believe in is the Slim Reaper himself.
Thank you. But no.
Sooner or later.
Hey,
but I think this playoffs has been all right. There's been some games where I'm like, okay, it's a good game. And yeah.
This playoffs has been about if you're a guy or a gal that watches the NBA, it's just been about the changing of the guard. Like
changing of the guard.
The youth movement is in.
And one thing I will say this too. If you haven't noticed for these past years, defense don't win championships no more.
3-point shooting wins championships.
No, the others win championships. It's about your bench. You have to have the team that has the best bench always wins the championship.
Well, the team that has
the best bench wins the championship.
The team that has multiple contributors off the bench. That's what I like to say. I don't want to say the best bench.
Okay.
Sometimes the best bench don't even make the playoffs.
The deepest bench.
No, sometimes they don't even make it that far in the playoffs. What you mean, who?
Ooh.
A lot of these super teams that don't make it that far.
Ooh.
The LeBron team, shit.
That team ain't deep.
You know every fucking player on that team.
Because they pay for the name, that don't mean they deep.
I'm just saying though. Just name wise.
Like for example, Denver Nuggets. That's a deep team.
Yeah. the Clippers is technically a deep team.
Yeah. Okay.
When you think about it, but
Right.
that don't mean that they're gonna go somewhere.
Okay.
But
No,
if you
best
gotta have
contributors.
multiple contributors.
The others, as
Shaq
Shaq
say.
calls them, the others, and they're important.
Yeah.
Like Miami Heat, that was my team. We ain't supposed to be in the playoffs. To me, we ain't supposed to be in the playoffs, and we definitely ain't supposed to be one tied up with Boston Celtics
With no Jimmy.
with no Jimmy. I'm pretty sure that we won't make it out the first round, but we got one game, and
That's all you need.
that keeps the streak alive. Eric Spoelstra hasn't been swept yet.
Oh shit.
He's never been swept.
Word to Spo. Word to Spo. But shit, I ain't got nothing else, man.
Yeah, we getting up out of here.
Yeah, that's a quick show. Yeah, I got nothing. But this been your boys, Izze2Real and my Ace Boon Coon.
Ooh, Coon Toon Boom, Playboy Troy.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to do it for it to go that way, but goddamn, Playboy Troy. We'll see y'all next week. You dig on We're Wrestlemaniacs 2. You dig. Chop block.